Welcome to Mindzilla, the podcast where we deep dive into conspiracy theories, internet drama, and everything delightfully unhinged.
I'm Luke, resident overthinker and part-time lizard denier.
And I'm Jess, professional chaos coordinator and proud tinfoil hat enthusiast.
From the moon being cheese to Reddit's finest "Am I the asshole?" dilemmas.
We're not here to solve mysteries, we're here to make them weirder. This is
Mindzilla.
Mindzilla. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my husband's aunt breastfeed my baby just to bond? So, this is weird. My female 27 gave birth to my daughter about 2 months ago. She's happy, healthy, and nursing well. My husband, 30 male, comes from a very tight knit southern family. Most of them are sweet, a bit overbearing, but his Aunt Pam, yes, that's a real name change, is on another level. She's in her late 50s, she has two grown kids, and is kind of obsessed with babies, like too obsessed. We visited his family for the first time with the baby last weekend. Everyone was excited to meet her. Pam held her, rocked her, and then casually asked, "Do you mind if I try breastfeeding her? It helps with the bonding." I legit thought she was joking. I was kind of laughed and said, "Wait," and she goes totally serious. "I did it with my niece when she was a baby. It calmed her right down. I've always had a strong maternal instinct. It's completely natural." What? I told her, absolutely not. She kept insisting, saying I was being uptight, and that women have shared breastfeeding for centuries. I don't care if this was normal in like Asian tribes. It's not happening with my baby. I told her no again, very firmly. She got super offended and walked off. Now I'm getting messages from other relatives saying I overreacted, that Pam was just being nurturing, and I should have let her try because the baby was crying at the time. My husband backed me up at first, but now even he's like, maybe it wouldn't have been a big deal. No, I'm not letting someone else's boob near my child. Full stop. But now I'm wondering, was I really out of line? I know wet nursing is technically a thing, but I didn't ask for one, and this is not like I'm struggling with supply or needed help. Am I the asshole for shutting it down hard and refusing to let her near my daughter again?
Jesus.
I told you it was a bit.
Jesus. Wow.
Exactly.
I mean, if it was us, hell no.
No.
Not happening. You're not feeding my child. It's not gonna happen. No, you're not.
Not really, because she has no milk, really. She just wants the baby to suck on her boob. It's
Yeah,
like,
if you have a weird fetish at home, don't bring it to my house. Keep
no.
it to yourself. No, definitely not the asshole in this situation. It's just so strange for anyone to ask if I can breastfeed your child but not carrying milk, so I just want your baby to latch on. So no.
That
This
is
is
creepy.
creepy and yeah, no, wrong. I would not. I would have acted the same, except from literally probably more of a shocked face and being like, "What are you saying? Get out of here!"
Yeah, that was, yeah, definitely not the asshole. This was posted 40 minutes ago. But it already has 118 comments, majority of the people saying that she's not the asshole. And yeah, I'm just really surprised that her husband is like, oh, maybe you should consider it. Like,
I mean,
if you.
that'd be a very close family to be like that, and the fact she's done it for her other niece. It's just wild. And then bring time. It doesn't matter. It's not this day and age.
No, exactly.
Keep your titty out of my baby's mouth.
Yeah, that is outrageous. There is a comment here say, AOP, this is exactly why I needed to tell your husband and any family member who reaches out to shame you. She is not like dating. And she was What she was doing was offering a boob as a pacifier. I don't care how close knit the family is. An older lady who is in lactating doesn't offer up her dry fucking tit to a baby that isn't hers under any guise of bonding. No aunt needs to bond with her niece or nephew at that level. Jesus Christ. Just when you think you reached the upper echelon of Reddit insanity, you get to this surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a wild one, but yeah, definitely not the asshole in this situation.
Definitely not. I'm gonna keep track of it and see if there is any updates of, especially her husband. I'm very surprised at her husband changing roles.
Okay, now I have a Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my boyfriend's bro night after he put me on the spot? So I, the female, have been dating my boyfriend, 26 male, for about a year. He's super into his weekly bro nights with his friends, which I totally support. I usually just chill at home, do my own thing, no problem. This past Friday, we were out grabbing dinner when his friends called asking him to come over for a poker and drinks. He said sure, and then, right in front of them, turned to me and went, "Babe, you got this right," meaning the bill. I was caught off guard, but figured, whatever, I'll cover dinner. But then he asked, "And can you send me some money for drinks? I'm kind of low on cash." At this point, his friends were laughing and hyping him up like, "Yeah, take care of your man." I felt super awkward, but just said, "No, I think you got it." He got quiet, paid for his half, and left. Later, he texted saying I embarrassed him in front of his friends and that I made him look like he doesn't wear the pants in the relationship. I told him I'm happy to treat him sometimes, but I don't like being put on the spot, especially when it's for him to go out without me. Now he and his friends are apparently joking about how he lost his sponsor. Am I the asshole for standing my ground?
No, especially if the friend's calling her his sponsor, which means that she probably done it before and keeps doing it just because now it didn't feel right to her. That's what she realized that she's been doing it all along. What? Yeah, I like treating you to stuff, and I like you to treat me to stuff, of course. But yeah, that sounds a bit entitled. She's not your mummy.
And the friends saying, "Oh, know who wears the pants, doesn't wear the pants in the relationship." There's no meaning in that in any relationship, serious relationship. There's no meaning on who wears the pants in a relationship. You both have a 50-50 input in your own relationship. You don't, there's not one who wears the pants. It's me and you, like for me and you are 50-50 and everything. And I've never been that person, but oh, I'm wearing the pants in this relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Never going to happen. There is an update on this.
Oh God.
It's a very short update. Update. We officially just broke up.
Oh, what a surprise!
I mean, fair play to her. He seems like an idiot and immature child. What was his age?
26.
26, yeah. Like, can't, if you ain't got your own money, you can't go out. That's how it is to me.
Exactly. And by the sounds of it, do they live together? I didn't catch it.
There wasn't a mention of living
No.
together, but she just said she stays at home. So we're guessing that they live together, but yeah,
Why do you need to I'm all for meeting your friends and stuff, but why do you need to cancel your date midway and go to meet your boys for a poker night?
you don't. You finish your dinner plans, and if you really want to go out,
You
you go out
schedule
after
it.
you've had dinner. Like if they're doing it that night, you say, "Oh, I'll come after I finish dinner."
Yeah,
And if your
exactly.
partner's happy with it, then you go. If not, sit your ass down and eat your meal. Quiet, like a good little boy.
Good little boy. I just don't get people sometimes. Honestly, people are just so extremists. You have the completely liberal and open relationships, and then you have people like this that are just so old timey in their beliefs and their minds. It's just there is no middle ground anymore, it feels like.
No, it more feels like, yeah, people are trying to get back to that. I wear the pants in this relationship. I'm the man. I should be
Well,
tell you what to do, what to happen. Kind of
exactly.
theocracy.
Well, I feel like if you want to be the man, you can start earning the money, and I'll be the woman and stay at home and look after the house. But if you can't make enough money to support me and stay at home and be the woman and you wear the pants, then we are equal. That's it.
No, get your ass a job and go make some money.
Exactly.
If not, shut the hell up. Sit your ass down.
Sit your ass down. And finish your dinner.
Finish your dinner, eat your meal, be like a good little boy. But no, she's not the asshole in this situation. It is 100% him, and he has a fair bit of growing up to become of him.
Well, yeah. Good luck finding another sponsor.
Welcome to the segment on the podcast where we dive deep into some of the wildest theories out there and see if we can separate fact from fiction.
But you can call me Lunar Lover because today, guys, we're going to the moon, or are we?
Oh, we're going to the moon, all right? Yes, but we might have to put on our tinfoil hats first because we're talking about one of the most enduring conspiracy theories of all time, the moon landing hoax.
That's right. Apollo 11, 1969. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin. They take their iconic steps, plant the flag, and boom, we land on the moon. But wait a second. Was it really the moon? Or was it a soundstage in Hollywood?
Dun dun dun. Now, for all of you out there who believe the moon landing was 100% real, don't worry, we're not here to ruin your childhood dreams. But for the brave souls who think it was all one giant ruse, grab your conspiracy goggles because we're about to jump into this.
Oh, and by the way, if you're still convinced the moon is made of cheese, we're gonna get to that too. Just stay tuned.
All right, let's start with the basics. Apollo 11, 20th of July, 1969. Neil Armstrong, the first man to step foot on the moon, says those famous words. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Such a moment of human triumph, right? We're talking about a whole new chapter in history, but hold your horses. Some people say it's all a bunch of Hollywood special effects and clever editing. You know, like that scene in The Wizard of Oz where the Wicked Witch melts.
A little less witch melting and a lot more moon landing. But yeah, some of the conspiracy theorists believe that the whole thing was a stage production. According to them, NASA filmed it on Earth with the help of director Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, Kubrick, as if The Shining wasn't trippy enough. Let's make an entire fake moon landing movie while we're at it.
I mean, who doesn't love a good conspiracy involving a beloved director? They say Kubrick's experience with lighting and set design made him the perfect candidate for faking the lunar landscape. They even claim the famous Buzz Aldrin in the background shot was filmed with a perfect studio backdrop.
Right, because there's nothing like recreating zero gravity with a bunch of cables. You know, that's what I want for the next film project. Special effects without the budget. Just call Kubrick.
Honestly, though, this theory would require a serious team effort. These suggest that thousands of people, including engineers, astronauts, and even the whole of the Soviet Union, were in on it.
You telling me the USSR couldn't get a whiff of a fake landing? They were watching US like hawks. If they found out they were faking it, they would have shouted the plot twist from the Kremlin.
Exactly. But hey, we haven't even touched on the flag.
The flag? You mean the flag that was waving in the wind on the moon? Oh wait, there is no wind on the moon.
Dun dun dun. Yeah, conspiracy theorists say the flag looks like it's flapping in the breeze, but since the moon has no atmosphere, that's impossible. Some even think NASA used a special flag with a wire inside to make it look like it was blowing in the wind.
I mean, okay, I'll admit. That's a pretty creative solution. Like, we've got no air, but we have a bendable flag that's just so dramatic.
You can almost hear the producers in the control room saying, "We need more drama, more flag waving."
All right, all right. We've talked about the flag. We've talked about Kubrick. Now let's talk about the real out there stuff. The hologram theory.
What? Holograms? You mean to tell me they faked the moon landing with some 1960s tech and lasers?
Yes, and not just any lasers, moon landing lasers. Apparently, some people believe that the entire Apollo 11 mission was an hologram projected by NASA to fool the world into thinking we landed on the moon. Because obviously, in 1969, they had the technology to create perfect, full color, high def holograms.
I mean, who needs a rocket when you have lasers, right? Forget lunar modules, let's just project some images and tell people they're landing on the moon. Way cheaper.
Yeah, no problems at all with the approach. The moon landing was just a light show. No astronauts, no flags, just NASA with a laser pointer.
And honestly, how did we miss the hologram in the sky where we all just like, that's a weird looking moon. Must be fine.
It's the don't ask questions, just enjoy the show theory. Perfect for the space age.
But okay, let's dive into the ultimate question. Why would NASA fake the moon landing? Like, what's the big conspiracy behind it all?
Oh, you mean aside from making sure the US got to tell the Russians that they are the greatest? Some theorists say the US faked the landing to win the space race because the Soviets were killing it in space. They needed a big win.
I mean, look at the timing, right? During the height of the Cold War, just a few years after the Soviets launched Sputnik, for those of you at home who don't know Sputnik, was the first artificial Earth satellite launched by the Soviet Union on October 4th, 1957. It was a major milestone in the space race between the US and the Soviet Union. The US needed to show them who's boss. So instead of a landing, they gave them an Oscar worthy performance of The Eagle Has Landed.
Forget about actual exploration. We've got some Oscar gold to win.
But what's even crazier is that, according to some theorists, the whole thing was an elaborate plan to make the US seem more advanced. It wasn't about the moon at all. It was about flexing on a global stage.
If the US had access to Hollywood great special effects and the best tech of the 60s, I don't see why they wouldn't fake it. They could have thrown in a few lasers, some fireworks, and a moon party while they were at it.
Well, folks, we've certainly gone down some strange paths today, from fake flags to holograms and Kubrick directed moon landings. The conspiracy theories just keep getting weirder.
And let's be real, none of this would be nearly as fun without a healthy dose of skepticism and a lot of imagination. But at the end of the day, whether you believe the moon landing was real or you think it was the greatest film production ever, we can all agree one thing: we got some truly wacky minds out there.
So, what's your take, Jess? Real moon landing or just a very elaborate hoax to win the Cold War?
Well, to be honest, I think NASA faked it. They had the motivation, the resources. I mean, you have Buzz Aldrin saying he relieved himself on the moon, to then saying before he passed that the moon landing never happened. I'm curious, what's yours?
I'm ready for a moon holiday. To everyone tuning in, keep your eyes on the sky and don't forget to question everything, except maybe the cheese. We can all agree on the moon cheese, right?
Absolutely. Never question the moon cheese. Tired of boring herd snacks?
Do your taste buds crave something out of this world?
Introducing Moon Munch, the only cheese snack infused with 100% imaginary lunar minerals.
Harvested from the creamy craters of the moon's cheddar fields, Moon Munch is aged for 3 billion years in zero gravity, allegedly.
Perfect for those spacewalks, podcast binges, or awkward family dinners.
And now, in 3 galactic flavors: Cosmic Camembert, Rocket Red Leicester, and Black Hole Blue. So strong, it bends time.
Order now, and we'll throw in a free anti gravity cheese slicer because physics is a suggestion. Moon
Moon Munch.
Munch. It's not real, but it is delicious. All right, look, tell the lovely listeners, where did this whole cheese moon thing came from?
Well, according to the ancient scrolls, aka some bloke in the 16th century, the moon was believed to be made of green cheese.
Which, for the record, doesn't mean moldy cheese. It means new cheese, like fresh, probably brie before it becomes brie.
So basically, they looked at the moon, saw the hole, and thought, cool, that looks like a massive wheel of Edam.
Bit of a reach, isn't it? By that logic, my nan's crumpet is a black hole.
Okay, Jess, real talk. If the moon was cheese, what kind of cheese are we thinking?
Ah, big question. I'd say a mature cheddar. Crumbly, reliable, slightly aggressive.
I love mature cheddar. See, I'm leaning towards Wensleydale. It's crumbly, full of character, and no one really knows where it comes from. Much like moon rocks.
Speaking of NASA, which we're not, but when they brought back those moon rocks, they did test them. No traces of dairy, surprisingly, or crackers. So either they're lying or they only went to the known cheesy side of the moon.
Well, they wanted to keep the cheese to themselves.
Hmm.
Because everyone knows the cheese is on the dark side, hidden by the Illuminati and Wallace and Gromit.
So let's imagine, just for fun, the moon is cheese. What would that meant for humanity?
Well, first of all, massive savings on Tesco's cheese aisle. Also, pies would be based on fondue flow.
Oh, astronauts wouldn't need oxygen tanks. They'd need chutney packs.
Instead of spacesuits, they'd wear charcuterie boards.
Imagine Neil Armstrong stepping out of the lunar module like, that's one small step for man, one giant bite for mankind. All right, that's our cheesy nonsense for the day. What have we learned, Luke?
That people in the olden days needed less mead and more science, and that cheese might not be on the moon, but is definitely in our hearts.
Until then,
Stay curious, stay weird, and if you ever go to space,
bring crackers.